Ok. Estamos analizando. ¿Dónde está Watson? Vamos a tirar a Pon, papá. Ven acá.
A spot of whaling, Watson. Would you care to take part?
Are you serious?
No, but we do need to clarify what happened on the night of Black Peter's murder.
A reenactment, then? Is something bothering you?
The sailor's knife, Watson. Why was it on the floor?
Peter Carey attempted to defend himself?
It is possible. But if that is the case, then it alters many things.
I don't quite follow you.
Tell me, my friend, what is the animal closest to man, morphologically, I mean?
Ah, I see what you're getting at, Holmes. You asked me that once before. On the Ripper case, I believe. Do you want to slit some more pigs' throats?
No.
Thank goodness for that.
I wish to impale one with a harpoon.
Wonderful.
Watson, let us pay a visit to our butcher friend in Whitechapel. We require the carcass of a well-fed pig.
And the harpoon?
One of the harpoons on the wall of Black Peter's cabin should do quite nicely.
Ok, hay que ir allá a buscar un arpón. Aquí. ¿Podemos analizar algo más? Vamos a ver. No, ya no tenemos más pistas para analizar. Okay. Esta señorita da que algo raro. ¿Cómo es si nos dice algo nuevo? Así con esa muchacha. Peter fumaba. Oh, por el
Is
tabaco.
this your husband's tobacco pouch?
I'm not sure. It might be, but he hadn't smoked in a very long time.
Ok. Raro.
Your husband's private papers. Do you know where they are?
There was a small tin box, barely larger than a book. He kept his papers there. It should be somewhere in his cabin.
Thank you,
No
madam.
están. Oh,
Who could do such a thing? My poor husband.
y Sherlock Holmes sospecha que algo es raro con la mujer. Vamos a recoger un arpón de eso.
That should do it. Now I am ready for the experiment.
Ojo, ya retiraron el cuerpo.
The Sea Unicorn. She was the ship that Peter Carey commanded.
Ok, nada que hacer aquí. Ahí falta la cajita con sus cosas. Vamos a la carnicería ahora, ¿no? O esto recogemos un arpón. Experimento con los arpones. Watson estará encantado de ayudar. Examinar las pertenencias de John. Ok, en eso estamos. Vamos a viajar hasta aquí. Opa, ya tenemos el cerdo ahí. ¿Y ahora qué? Vamos a tirar un arponazo.
Here we are in the preparation room. I can't say that I like the smell of it much. What do you intend to do?
To indulge myself in a little experiment. The challenge of lancing a pig's carcass with a heavy harpoon.
A little
Battery
experiment.
low.
Stand aside, Watson. This might be dangerous. I am not well practiced in this exercise. Yet.
Pumpa en el centro, carajo. Respétame.
This is the best possible result that I could get. Do you see, Watson? Throwing a harpoon and pinning a man to a wall requires either exceptional strength and training or diabolical luck.
Yeah.
If it was luck, then it was a chance in 1,000 that night.
Well, yes. Let us leave now.
All right. But before we go, I suppose I'll have to pay for all these carcasses you've happily mangled.
Very well, but please hurry.
Of course.
Ya, coge y paga, dale. Ahí mismo. Experimento de lanzamiento de arpones completado. Se puede analizar aquí. Nada que analizar. Vámonos de aquí. El arpón no me lo tengo que llevar. No. Y pudiera ser este. Vamos a ver. Puede que haya dos gente involucrada. Quién sabe. Había más cosas, espérate. Vamos a ir a examinarla. Todo eso después hay que deducirlo. Todas las cosas hay que deducirlas luego. A ver, aquí tengo las... Creo que eran estas las cosas. Pertenencias de Nelligan.
These are the suspect's belongings. A
¿Y yo?
pocket knife. It was used to force the door of Peter Carey's cabin. A handkerchief with the initials JHN.
O sea que es de él, ¿no? El anillo. Dawson, mi amigo y compañero, 1883.
And partner, 1883. From R. Dawson.
Está leyendo lo mismo que leí yo.
To my friend, Dawson. I've seen this name before. Perhaps my archive holds the answer.
Dawson. Interrogar a un sospechoso. ¿Quién es Dawson?
The police seized this valuable ring from you. Whose is it?
I didn't steal it from anyone. It has always belonged to me.
¿Quién te lo dio? Grabado, perfil de la víctima.
The ring's date of engraving is many years ago. You would have been a child then, hardly in any position to receive such an item from a partner.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Nelligan, who is the true owner of the ring?
The ring is mine.
No, Mr. Nelligan. I believe that the ring had belonged to your father.
Oh, but how do you know?
The jacket you are wearing is made of an expensive fabric that only a man of exceptional wealth could afford. You do not seem to me to be a rich man, Mr. Nelligan. Furthermore, the garment is ill-fitting. It is quite clear that it belonged to someone else, most probably your father. With your father gone and taking with him the family's wealth, as a little boy you had to find yourself a manual job, and it was most probably cleaning fish. You cut your hands often while working. I can tell from the scars.
Opa.
I'm speechless, Mr. Holmes. It all happened exactly as you say.
Yo soy un genio.
I will see you soon, young man.
Pero ¿y eso en qué coño nos ha ayudado? Eso no nos ayuda en nada. Okay. No lo puedo utilizar ahora. Oh, ¿ves? Busquemos a Dawson. Sabía que había que venir aquí. Periódico 1883. Ley de quiebra, condena de un asesinato. Dawson. Ya sabemos dónde hay que buscar. Ok.
Here it is.
Here it is. Here it is.
Now I begin to understand that young man's story, but I am still unclear as to what connects him with the murder. It is time to ask him.
Yeah. Go. Let's go. Let's go. Ya. Tenemos que hablar, muchacho.
I have heard the story of Dawson and Nelligan, the West Country bankers.
Yes. Joshua Nelligan was my father.
I am aware that it had a bad ending. When the bank failed, it ruined half the families of Cornwall, whereupon Joshua Nelligan disappeared.
Yeah.
My father was under extraordinary pressure. Dawson had retired. I was only 10 years of age at the time, but it was still old enough to feel the shame that befell our family. My father was convinced that he could pay off all his debts if the creditors gave him time. He set sail for Hammerfest in Norway in his small yacht just a few days before an arrest warrant was issued. He left my mother a list of the securities he was taking. No word was ever heard from him again. We believe that his vessel went down, taking with it everyone and everything on board.
Yeah.
Thank you for the story, Mr. Nelligan. At last, we are making some progress. Interesting. Joshua Nelligan and Peter Carey were both at sea in Norway. There is definitely some connection between Peter Carey and Joshua Nelligan's disappearance.
Examinar los diarios de a bordo. Ok, eso está aquí. No, aquí. En los estantes. Cuídate. Vamos a resolver el caso.
1883. That's the one I need.
Yeah.
This
Cógelo.
is the crew list of the Sea Unicorn. Log notes for August. These pages have been torn away.
Yeah.
Canadian Pacific Railway, CPR. A torn piece from a bond certificate. I have seen this abbreviation somewhere very recently. There are 3 ways of discovering what happened in August of 1883 aboard the Sea Unicorn. The first 2 of these will require speaking with a dead man. The last would be to locate vital witnesses, the sailors involved in this whale hunt campaign.
Opa, opa.
Something new,
Oh, yes,
Watson. I have the list of sailors who were aboard the Sea Unicorn. We shall soon learn what happened to Nelligan's father. I have only to find them. Let us hope they are still working at the harbour.
I think that if you pretend you're from Scotland Yard...
I doubt it, Watson. And really, I would prefer that all of this remains quiet for now. But I have another solution. I'll call in the specialist.
And who might they be?
The secret police division of Baker Street.
Ah, you mean young Wiggins and his gang?
Yes. Believe me, you'll receive more useful assistance from these little urchins than from a dozen yard detectives. Those children are everywhere. They see and hear everything, and they are cunning. All they lack is organization. I'll summon them.
How will you do that?
There is always a watch beneath our window. I have only to call him.
Wiggins, could you come upstairs, please?
At your service, Mr. Holmes.
Wiggins, I need you to track down certain people for me. I'll give you a list. You can read, can't you?
Big Oliver from our gang. He can, as his father is the coachman of a famous lawyer.
Fascinating. Here is the list of sailors.
Sailors? Easy. Just got to look where the rum and the red lights are.
Ya está.
Sorry to trouble you, Mr. Holmes, but the inspector asks that you come to the station as soon as possible.
Ok.
Thank you. I'll be there shortly.
Puede que el enlace tenga nuevos datos sobre el caso. Ok, vamos ahí entonces. Scotland Yard. Me inclino más porque fueron 2 para en vez de 1. Asesinaron a Peter.
Mr. Holmes, I'm glad to see you.
As always, what happened?
We have a new suspect, Liam Hurtley. I'm thinking that this case will be resolved very quickly now.
Interesting. Pray tell.
Well, the constable that I left at Woodman's Lee noticed a suspicious individual prowling around during the night.
Do you have him here?
Yes, he refuses to speak with us. but we'll make him talk.
Let us hope so.
Oh, yes, and one more thing. The constable told me that at the time of his arrest, the fellow was writing a letter.
Do you have it?
Of course. It's in the evidence room, at your disposal. Admit that for once, Mr. Holmes, Scotland Yard is a step ahead of you, eh?
Breathtaking.
Veremos si es verdad. Analiza un inspector. Examina las pertenencias. Aquí están las pertenencias.
These are the suspect's belongings.
Oh, un par de botas. Uy, me las llevo.
Liam Hurtley's old boots. They're a size 9.5.
No, la carta.
The stains are fresh. They can be removed with the proper chemicals. A pen. Nothing unusual about it.
Ok, nada más que examinar. La carta de guisada de hoy está salpicada de tinta casi por completo. Examinar, hay que ir a la casa, ¿no? Yes. Como a la casa, vamos a experimentar por primera vez. Vamos a ver cómo se trabaja en el laboratorio de Sherloc. ¿Dónde está mi lab? ¿Es aquí? Supongo que es aquí. Es el laboratorio aquí. Yeah.
I need to prepare a chemical agent that is capable of removing fresh ink. For this purpose, the chemicals from the flasks should be combined in a certain order to perform a chain reaction. First condition, all 7 reagents should be used. Second condition, orange reagent should be the third one in the sequence after the blue reagent. Third condition, colorless reagent should be added after the orange reagent.
Upa, lupa. Ay, 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 ay. A ver. Sí. Azul. Adentro. Verde. Adentro. Azul adentro. Está mal eso del azul ahí. No me dijo nada. Pero...
Done. Now I can proceed further.
Done. Done.
Let us see if the content of this letter sheds a little light upon the mystery.
Ok. Hice lo que me dijiste y los escondí bien, pero te pido que... ¿Qué dice?
I did as you asked and hid them well. Interesting. How would Hurtley react to this?
Ok, aquí se ve mejor. Hice lo que me dijiste y los escondí bien, pero te pido que reconsideres. Y promesa, no he hecho nada deshonroso porque debas de mí. Ok. Tenemos las botas que hay que investigar en el jardín, seguro. Encontrar el uso también, bonos, valores canadienses, Pacific Red, fue hallado en el interior diario confidencial. Página arrancada. Tendré que ir aquí a mis archivos otra vez. Right.
My archive. I can always consult with it if needed.
Aquí nada que hacer.
A new suspect, but this one refuses to talk. This case is more interesting than
Espérate, Watson, tengo que ir aquí. Primero aquí. Emparejar las botas aquí. Bien.
These boots match the footprints exactly.
Exactly. Okay. Eso. Oh, aquí ya no hay nada que hacer. Aquí. Útil de navegación.
Old navigation.
No. Algo más.
The Sea Unicorn. She was the ship that Peter Carey commanded.
Mapa. Dundee. Nada aquí en medio.
Dundee.
Dundee.
Hammerfest.
Oye, camina. Vamos a ver si la señora lo conoce. Tipo. Lo veremos en el interrogatorio.
Who could do such a thing?
No.
My poor
Ok.
husband.
Ahora. Ya sabemos que las botas de Elías Holmes coinciden exactamente con las huellas de conversación. Hoy quiere interrogar a este tipo. La carta requisada del juguete seguro para el texto. Todavía hay que investigar eso también. ¿Algo que analizar aquí? Caja de latón desaparecida, sin dinero. Lo iremos a ver ahora. Es lo más probable. Es lo más probable. Vamos a interrogar a ese tipo. Ahora mismo. Abran paso que traigo una avería. Opa, ¿dónde está? Aquí está, aquí en prisión.
Please escort this suspect for interrogation. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Sherloc Holmes. I would like to ask you a few questions.
I've already told the police that I've nothing to say. And you're not even part of the police.
Precisely, and considering your situation, it might be wise to speak with someone who is, shall we say, rather more neutral. You are a suspect in a murder case.
Yeah.
I know. Inspector Lestrade told me. It's ridiculous.
Could you at least tell me who you are, and exactly what happened that you should be brought here?
My name is Liam Hurtley. That I can tell you. But you're not getting any more than that.
Well, we shall see. Tell me, Mr. Hurtley, what were you doing at Woodman's Lee?
Toma.
Woodman's Lee? I've never been there.
Oso, tengo tus huellas. Las botas de pelican no coinciden. Jardín bien cuidado. Petaca, las botas de coinciden.
The second pair of boots that you had with you when you were arrested perfectly match the footprints found near the cabin where Peter Carey was murdered.
Footprints? That's your proof? How many men have boots like mine? That doesn't make me a murderer.
Vamos a examinarlo. A ver. Gorrita de marinero. Hay que buscar aquí. A ver qué te fumaste. Nada. Ay, ese arañazo, papá. ¿Qué pasó? Cicatriz vieja. Marinero. Opa, ¿qué es eso? Primero con herrerillo. Capuchino cortado. ¿Qué más? Restos de plantas. ¿Dónde estuviste? El hermanito. Manos de jardinero. ¿Quién sabe? Y pues un monstruo. Presencia de Bumanli que escondida. Vamos a ir.
Now that your presence at Woodman's Lee has been proven, would you care to explain it?
I don't remember. What would I be doing there anyway?
Garden. Jardinero.
Because you are the gardener at Woodman's Lee.
I'm not. How did you...
I observed your hands. They told me that you work with the earth. Small fragments of plants snagged to your trousers indicate that you were mowing very recently. But the most obvious clue presented itself in the bird embroidered on your handkerchief. A crested tit, if I'm not mistaken.
All right, you got me. Yes, I am a gardener, and I went there to get my tools.
So tell me, Mr. Hurtley, what did you hide?
Hide? What are you talking about?
Carta de petaca, Japón. La carta.
I did as you asked and hid them well. Should I continue?
My letter? But the ink? That's impossible.
A touch of chemistry, nothing special.
Well,
Tampoco hay que
you're a
poner más que
smart
eso.
one, but it's nothing. If you want to know, I was referring to my tools. It was to do with my work, see?
I will check that, Mr. Hurtley. That's all for now. Hurtley's stories are false leads, but now I know one thing for certain. I must examine the site where the garden tools are kept at Woodman's Lee.
A ver, porque ya me mentiste ya.
Does the name Liam
vamos a confrontarlo.
Hurtley mean anything to you?
No, I don't know anyone by that name.
Qué mentirosa.
Madam, we have information that the valuable stolen papers are hidden amongst the garden tools here at Woodman's Lee. We need to find them.
Oh my. Our tools are kept inside the shed that's right behind me. Here is the key to open it.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you, madam.
Mentirosa.
Let's see what could be hidden here.
Vista del examinador, suelo de cobertizo, tablones de madera. Opa. Oh, mira dónde está el cajón. El que se habían llevado. La señora está metida en el problema. Sabíamos que había.
Let's see what is in this box.
Rota los cilindros de la cerradura para formar una línea continua. Ten en cuenta que algunas líneas son engañosas. Okay. Oh, vaya. A ver. Este lo dejamos ahí. ¿Y cómo se rota? Ah, ya te pillé, espérate. Aquí. Vamos a este primero. Cambiamos al centro. Vamos a dejar este aquí. Cambiar al centro ahora. No, aquí. Ya está. A mí con cerradura. Tal. Venga, todas las carticas para acá y a examinar.
A bundle of letters in a woman's hand with the Carey family monogram.
Hurtley and Mrs. Carey were in a relationship. That is interesting.